I like to switch it up personally for this time around. I wrote a poem. So if you please indulge me real quick, and it goes something like this. One, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. No cooldown, made the people want more. Rate us 5 stars or else you're a whore. And we don't love these hoes, so we kick them to the door. Episode 34 in the building, baby. Let's go. Let's clap it up, man. We're back. Another week. Another solid round of gaming news brought by yours truly. One of the best podcasts on the goddamn internet. No Cooldowns back in the building, man. I am your host, ThatManTripp, alongside my podcast partner in crime, WenEazy. How you doing, good sir?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Where you like that? You like that poem? Like that poem? Huh? I do something for you?
It was very original. You know, haven't heard anything like it.
Thank you, man. I know I worked really hard on it, man. I think I was gonna submit it as like a like publish it and get it in like a poem book. You know, hey, you know, as long as Jaquan don't know, I'll be straight, nigga. Okay. Anyways, make sure you guys rate this podcast 5 stars, man. We're doing our thing on this side. Make sure you go to Apple Podcasts. And then you go to Spotify and go rate us 5 stars. Check us out on Anchor as well. Check out the YouTube versions on Otaku channel at WOTAKU space CHANNEL. A lot of good topics to go through this week. A good amount of damn stories. And we got 3 for the warm up real quick. So, I mean, without further ado, we can't even delay this no longer. When are you ready?
I'm ready. And yourself?
Hey, always born ready. Let's get to it then. All right, first story of the warm-up. So it seems that new info has been discovered for the legendary fighting game Punch-Out, namely the fact that a new cheat has been unearthed that allows 2 players to play against each other in PvP mode. So it looks like it was actually some type of debugging tool that actually never came out of the game. So it's just been there in perpetuity ever since, and somebody just found that cheat the other day. Like, thoughts on this? People just running the fade literally on Punch-Out, and we never knew.
It's pretty sick, man. Like I wish we would have known about it. It's just Punch Out is such a really good game. I love it so much. I love the original. I love the one on Super Nintendo. When the Super Nintendo thing dropped, the oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. The online service. I remember that was like the first game I went to when I was able to play Super Nintendo games because I was like, that game is a classic. We need more of that. I love that people are finding stuff out about games still. It's super awesome. And I hope we get a new Punch Out. That would be sick.
Yeah, nah, 100%. Now, for me, I'm just like, it's always interesting seeing all the little cheats, the nooks and crannies of shit that was in games and like just never came out. So, you know, like this stuff, all those secret, little intricate Konami codes and all that bullshit. But I'm like, yo, like, it was right behind our eyes, you know what I'm saying? It was like veiled between our eyes, the whole time. But you can literally ran the fade as like 2 players. That's actually a pretty dope story. I ain't gonna lie. It always interests me when, like, there's little things that have been unearthed. Like for 30 years, we had no idea this thing existed. Like 30 some years, it was just there and nobody knew until now. So I just thought that was really interesting to go through. Let's see. Looking up next. So some new footage for a fan-made Attack on Titan game made by a creator named SwammyXO dropped this week. It showed off a lot of gameplay in the Unreal Engine 5. He was like zipping through the city. He was doing some training, and he even was a Titan himself. So it's gotten a lot of downloads, a lot of plays, a lot of exposure over the past week or so. And honestly, it's not looking that bad, man. Thoughts on this fan-made Attack on Titan game from Swammy Wen?
I remember there was an Attack on Titan game back when I was in high school that people were all over. It was like a browser game. And I was just watching. I remember watching people play that. I'm like, oh, this is sick. I can't believe one person did all of this work. And seeing it still get put, like seeing people still continuing that trend of like, I like this. I don't see a good game for this. I'm gonna make it myself. We love to see it. Hopefully he doesn't get hit with a cease and desist. Hopefully Bandai just reaches out and says, hey man, we would love to take your game and make it a full-fledged game. Let us know. Like, let's talk. We can work something out. It doesn't even necessarily have to follow the manga or the it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be Aaron to do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be sick if you could just like have your own side story, even like a parallel world kind of thing. Like same world, same everything, but it's just a different story. I'm sure the fans would still appreciate it. I'm sure the fans would still love it. Or you could just follow the anime as well. Like, I think it looks like it plays very, very well compared to the Attack on Titan games we do have, which I haven't heard anything necessarily bad, but nothing good either.
Yeah. From what I heard, there was nothing crazy coming out of those. My brother actually played one of those like profusely. I'm not gonna lie. What's it called? If you hear knocks in my background, the feds is on my door and I'm not answering them, so don't worry about that. basically, I mean, this Attack on Titan, like, it looks pretty dope, man. Best case scenario, like, they see this game and then they give him the hats off, and then maybe he joins the development team. Who knows? But Swami, you're doing a bang up job. I can't even lie to you. You're doing a super dope job with this. It looks really, really cool. And the fact that he added the Titans is also a bonus that I never really saw from other, I guess, fan made projects. So that was really dope as well. Honestly, yeah. Let's hope he doesn't get his door kicked down. That's all I gotta say, bro. Because he did actually a really good job with this.
Yeah, man, it looks really dope.
100%. On to the last story of the warm-up. So we got a new collaboration from Fall Guys. It's coming down. That game is still alive. It's now free, of course. And this time, they're going fast as Sonic enters the game with the titular character Sonic himself, Eggman, Supersonic, Tails, and Knuckles as skins, an emote, and a dedicated level and event starting from yesterday, August 11th, to August 15th. So, I mean, thoughts on this, man? I know people trying to come up with this collab game. They're trying to take Fortnite title and stuff, which is damn near impossible at this point. But, thoughts on this one?
I think it's very fitting. It looks cute. I remember I was playing Fortnite on stream last Wednesday with Panda. Panda was streaming Fall Guys. It's a really fun game. Still, it's free to play as well. So if you're ever just looking for some goofy fun, definitely go give that a download. But the Sonic skin is pretty fun, and I think that Sonic level, that's awesome. Like, I can't wait to actually play that, because I'm actually still playing the Fall Guys game because of the free to play resurgence.
Yeah, no, 100%. And to me, it looks fun. I didn't play Fall Guys in a minute. I didn't pay for it. I got it free on PlayStation when it was free. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still follow that free to play joint. It looks cool though. I'm glad it actually has a dedicated stage beyond just, or like dedicated content just beyond, oh, we got some skins, take those skins. But they have their own level. They have an emote and stuff like that. It had a full rollout for them. And that was really interesting to me. I'm glad that everybody's doing collaborations. I'm really glad, honestly, like that everybody's, especially in the free-to-play lane, is taking up on collaborations and deals and bringing their favorite stuff in. It just adds more, it adds more spice to all this stuff, and people are really enjoying it, and I'm glad to see it. So pretty solid collab. We got to rate all these and give them like a tier list one day. You know what I'm saying? Just go through every single collab a game has ever had. Just any game actually at this point, because there's been a lot of collabs, but we got to go in there and rate the experience from F to Elite. We gonna do it one day.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, 100%. So that's all we got for the warm-up, man. We all good, all stretched out and everything like that. But let's get to the main stories of the week, starting with MultiVersus. So the MultiVersus team has released updates on season 1 information, which is now confirmed to be dropping and starting on August 15th. And the highly touted Morty from the Rick and Morty duo is, of course, coming to the roster August 23rd. Now, new skins and other side of content will be staggered across the season, just keep everything lively and fresh, that they stated. And in addition to that release, we've had some rough patches as well. On another note, Warner Brothers has been issuing a lot of bans from modders. They've been changing some skins. They've been trying to have, I guess, a bit more fun with the game, and added a few different touches on certain certain player skins and whatnot. But Warner Brothers aren't taking too kindly to that. But Player First and of course one of the lead devs, Tony, they seem to be fine with that, and the leakers, honestly, to some degree. But Warner Brothers has been taking the main offense, and people have been getting sniped left and right. So, Wen, thoughts on all this?
So for me, a little bit of a double-edged sword. Like, the way I see it, it is just like, so I like the fact that hold on a second, sorry, I keep getting all these messages from work. Anyways, to me, the issue I have is basically that I hate that they're taking down modded stuff, because like, it's not really hurting anybody. From my understanding, the way the mod works, it kind of works the same way that Guilty Gear mods work, where only I can see the mod. Like, on my game, I'm playing as Homelander Superman or whatever, but in your game, you're just seeing Superman, so it doesn't affect the other people. So it's really my game that gets the problems, I guess you could say. On top of that, it's usually skins that they're not making. Like, you're not going to get a Homelander skin for Superman, because that's owned by Amazon. I don't think that collab's going to happen. If it does happen, it's sick, but if it doesn't, I don't see it happening at any point in time. If it does happen and then they cease and desist that one mod, yeah, for sure, you guys, yeah, there's an option for you to buy it, but there's no option for me to buy these skins. There's no option for me to buy the Jake One Piece skin. But I also understand their point of view where it's like if you can just mod the characters to look like whatever, you're not going to want to pay money for skins or and things like that, which hurts the company in the long run because it's a free to play game, so they got to make their money somehow. Um, Personally, I think if you're playing this game off stream, I don't see the mods being a problem. But I feel like you could get in trouble. I see them being like, "Yo, if you're streaming the game, turn your mods off because you're advertising things that aren't meant to be in the game." It's such a weird thing. I always stand with the modders. I think that they're not really harming the community in any way. If anything, they're bringing more people to play certain characters. Like some people might not want to play Wonder Woman because they're not Wonder Woman fans, but if you put a Kratos skin on Wonder Woman, now that might be your favorite character. You know what I'm saying? Like it's such a weird thing. I hope that they've come to like some happy middle ground. Um, but I also can't be too mad for people being like, "Yo, we want you to enjoy the skins in our free to play game." Maybe when with the rise of more skins, it'll be better, but I doubt it. So Warner Brothers, we would love for you to chill. Please chill.
Yeah, they gotta chill out, son, honestly. But yeah, for me, my main point is as long as a mod is non-intrusive on the gameplay elements of a game, leave it be. Like, relax. It has nothing to do with you as an outlet, as a publisher or whatever. And honestly, it shouldn't even be your problem in the first place, man. That only brings more buzz to your game. You're just shooting yourselves in the foot in terms of certain things. Now, if there's certain like characters y'all haven't revealed yet that y'all want to keep off the wraps, I wouldn't just say I just wouldn't say anything. I would just shut up. And then when it actually comes in, you have a different moveset that's added value onto what you guys are already doing. You know what I mean? Like, but Warner Brothers, they are gonna be uptight as all hell. I put no fault on Player First because they come out, they stated like, yo, listen, we're cool with modders. Like, y'all gotta do what y'all do as long as I don't fuck with the game. It's cool. But yeah, it this is an unfortunate, I'd say, sour note on the run of MultiVersus so far, and I feel like Warner Brothers could put them, in more weird situations where the game's being blamed for, oh, y'all are uptight, y'all are doing all this other stuff, when the game developers themselves, they're encouraging that. Actually, they're letting that happen. They're like, yo, listen, y'all do what y'all do as long as y'all are within the parameters, y'all are good. But Warner Brothers is taking a stiff stance, and I feel like that could be a factor in future future events or future happenstances of the game. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, but I just hope that Warner Brothers' hand isn't too strong for the rest of this, development thing, which is probably gonna be the case, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. On to the next piece of news. I should have called Negas in here for this, but hey, anyways, the Splatters were outside, man. The Splatters were outside, and they were pleased as the Splatoon 3 Nintendo Direct released with a whole bunch of information. Most notably, new katana melee weapon, an in-game card game called Table Turf Battle. It's 1v1 with 150 collectible cards. 2 years of post-launch content planned. One huge paid DLC on the horizon. New maps and weapons. The Trio Team Turf Wars mode with 3 factions battling in one map, in-game practice space for waiting in lobbies and practicing, of course, your shots and everything, and a playable free demo at Splatfest coming August 27th. So a lot of Splatoon news as one of the unfamiliars, what I'm saying, from the outside glass looking in. Looking pretty interesting, man. But how you feel about it?
I played a good amount of Splatoon 2. Really enjoy it. I think the direct was awesome. Hearing the excitement from the Splatoon community is always super, super good because I know that they've been waiting for a new game for a while. It's exciting, actually. I can't wait to get my hands on it because it looks like the new movement option is going to be bringing a lot to the game. And I also am just excited to be a part of the Splatoon game when it launches. Like I didn't have I never bought. I wasn't interested in the game until very late in its lifespan. So I can't wait to jump into Splatoon 3 with like everybody else at the same time. I remember me and my girlfriend got Splatoon. She really enjoys the game. We were having a lot of fun together playing Turf War and whatnot. And I would love to see what the game is like with the third game coming out. I would love to see all the people who are returning, all the people who are new to the game. I think it's gonna be a very enjoyable experience. A bunch of content being rolled out for 2 years is a really good sign that they're trying to support the game and try to keep the game lively. And honestly, just like I'm happy for the community. Like I'm happy that their game is that they're so close to a new game. I would definitely be checking out the free demo on the 27th. That's for sure.
Nah, 100%. So, shout out to my favorite map in Splatoon, Flounder Heights. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that map being in there. Nah, I'm fucking with you, nah. When niggas hear this, he go come after me, right? He's like, what the fuck me, Flounder Heights, nigga? Anyways, But no. From an outsider's perspective, somebody who hasn't played Splatoon ever before, this actually looks really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. The additions on top of what I've seen Splatoon gameplay from 2 to 3 looks really cool. The katana weapon looks super dope. Actually, I'm not
It
gonna lie.
looked really fun.
That looks pretty gas. Some of the new gadgets and new special moves, like this man had like 6 like paint lasers around him, looking like a whole like Sonic X character or some shit. Like it looked crazy. You know what I'm saying? That looked dope. That shark, like the rideable shark thing that had paint around, that looked really cool. There was a lot of cool, again, just brand new
It was
tools
like
and
a
weapons and
bipedal like
such.
spider thing
Yeah.
too. That was like really sick. I really can't wait
Facts.
to play with that.
Yeah, man. Just for me, it looks really, really interesting, man. I can't even lie. As somebody who's never really touched Splatoon, never really like, I never not liked Splatoon. It just wasn't in my radar, so to speak. So, from that, definitely listening more to Negus. I'm definitely interested in trying it, and I'm down to give it a shot, bro. It looks pretty interesting. And again, that free Splatfest thing is gonna be on the 27th. So I know again the Splatoon community is gonna be all over that. They've been starving, they've been waiting for information, and now's y'all time. Again, y'all have fun, and hopefully, what I'm saying, I can hop in there, what I'm saying, get some games going and figure out how ass I am with these motion controls. So, we'll see.
When I tell you that the motion control was literally like learning how to swim for the first
Oh
time,
my
it was
gosh.
disgusting.
Bro,
I've never had a. You're like playing like this, like you're not moving your arms whatsoever while trying to like sweat your life away. It's crazy.
Gotta do all that,
Like
son?
when you're moving, when I'm playing it, I'm kind of moving my whole body because like sometimes like you want to slightly aim to the right, but you don't want to use your analog stick because you're gonna move too much. So you're just like, it's weird. It's weird,
That's
but when you get it, it makes sense. Like the thing is, like,
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but Nijis kind of makes sense when he's saying that motion controls on controller is a good thing because it gives you the small movement that you need
The
in like a
adjustments.
shooter.
Got you.
Like it makes sense, but it's disgusting. It feels bad. It feels wrong. That's what it is.
I hear you. I saw Max struggling. Was it yesterday or the day before he was playing the motion controls? I'm like, bro, that shit look crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but it'll be an adjustment. But Splatoon fans rejoice because you know what I'm saying. It's looking good. It's looking good. All right, on to the next piece of news for the week. So the slow trek towards another Call of Duty game is underway, and we got a 1-minute snippet of Modern Warfare 2 gameplay and the new map Farm 18. Now, this 1-minute snippet showed off development of the whole map, a shoot house that they inserted inside the game, one of the popular mini games from the series, of course, and some wild recoil on one of the guns. I think it was an M4A1 or some type of M4 variant, but thoughts on what you were seeing so far in terms of map design, what this little snippet of Call of Duty looked like?
I mean, you know me, well, probably the biggest Call of Duty fan in the podcast. Not at all. It looked okay. Like it looked like Call of Duty. Like that's the thing. Is like it looked good. Like the graphics obviously looked stunning. I like small maps, so it does look interesting. I saw the recoil of the gun and I was like, ooh, but I also like know that it's just one gun. Not all the guns are gonna have crazy recoil unless they do, which would be an interesting gameplay choice.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see I'm excited to see this game. That's what I'm gonna say because I don't know. I'm not tapped in. I would like to see this game come out. I definitely don't follow this game whatsoever, but small maps I love, and I can't wait to see how they continue to produce these maps. I'm happy that they're showing this with the community because we love transparency.
Yeah, no, 100%. They showed off at the COD championships as well. They showed off like a couple looks at just at least the map intros and stuff. There was like one on a racetrack, like an F1 racetrack in Europe. There was a couple of instances where like stuff was there. So interested to see how the maps come out. Again, the beta is gonna come out I think September 15th, and starting from that day forward. So we're gonna see some stuff. I'm gonna get a code. In some way or another. You know what I'm saying? Link. Well, we gonna see, man. For me, it's gonna be an interesting time. We know our thoughts on Call of Duty right now. It's a make or break year for them. I personally believe. With all the stuff that that's been building up from the last couple of years, Vanguard and Cold War weren't hitting as much in the long run. Some people did enjoy them, but sales were on a bit of a drop, kind of just a slight little decline. But in terms of public perception, I think this is a big one for them to land on and actually stick the landing and really be this is like a standout Call of Duty. It's a standout game in the midst of what's going to be a really, really tough year, in terms of their life cycle, because they're going into 2023 with some real tough competition in terms of games in general and FPSs. You know what I'm saying? And just brand new games. Like there's gonna be a big task ahead of them trying to stand out from the crowd. But we'll see more Call of Duty down the line.
Yeah,
100%. On to an interesting story that I saw this week. Now, we covered it a tad bit last week. It's been a recent development that's been spiraling into something that's pretty serious. You know what I'm saying? Some words exchanged between Microsoft and Sony. We talked in the last podcast about how Sony was alleging Microsoft, they were, again, employing unfair practices by acquiring Activision Blizzard, and that would employ some type of, unfair competitive advantage in the market. There have been a couple of debates about that, but this week, Microsoft responded. They had some claims of their own. So they alleged that Sony have stunted the growth of Xbox Game Pass by blocking rights. They were paying blocking rights to developers basically to prevent their games from being put on Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass. So that's kind of a crazy accusation to me. I'm listen, it's a crazy statement. It's a crazy statement, but this could continue to spark up, man. It's looking tense, but Microsoft aren't backing down. They're not backing down from any of these claims and talks, and they got some of their own. So, I mean, how do you feel about this one?
Man, that's some hater ass shit.
Hater.
Like being like, yo, I like your game, but I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Here's X amount of money. Do not put this shit on Game Pass. Whatever you do not put this shit on Game Pass. That's crazy.
Hey, hold this 20, my boy. If Microsoft come around, say fuck them.
Yo, it's the thing that messes with my head is that like we have PlayStation Essentials, we have PlayStation Premium, PlayStation Extra. You have your own like service, right? You have your own service
ecosystem. They're all y'all shit, y'all business.
So why not instead of paying them just to not put the games on Game Pass, why not pay them to put the games on PlayStation? Like pay them that and then pay them the exclusivity. Like, yo, we can have these. You can be on PlayStation now. We're gonna give you X amount of money, but you cannot go to Game Pass. Like that's just the nitty gritty of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would just benefit them more than being like nobody gets to play these games for $15 or $20 a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm just like, I feel like it could be from like parties who aren't directly affiliated with them as well. Like, they're not under the umbrella, but they're still like, kind of stalwarts, like the people who made Demon Souls and shit like that. The usual content exclusive guys on the PlayStation side of the house. Maybe a Bungie, if Bungie drops anything that, again, that they could put on Xbox Game Pass, like some of the passes, like we talked about, if they consolidated their model and actually did paid DLC drops, like in a bit more streamlined way, could Xbox be a part of that? You know what I mean? So maybe they block that from even happening on Xbox Game Pass. But in any case, I want to focus on just the impact of that statement and what it shows, man. I'm like, yo, Sony shook, bro. Sony is shook. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. They see the value in Xbox Game Pass. And if this holds true, which I don't put past Sony in the slightest, this really means that Xbox Game Pass it's been having huge traction, which I think is already apparent. It will continue to have huge traction with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. But beyond that, Sony's so focused on keeping, them down rather than bolstering their service. I feel like, again, you can go check Wen's video on Wotaku channel, detailing some of the PlayStation Essential stuff. To me, it just didn't get up to snuff of an equivalent of Xbox Game Pass. And I feel like that's what it needs to be viable. That's what it needs to be to say, hey, listen, if you're on this side, we got as much stuff as we do on here rather than there. Like, I just feel like this, it's a really shaky situation for Sony in terms of they got to mitigate any time. It's like containment theory, bro. I don't know if you hear containment theory. It's like, oh yeah, you got to be allies with everybody else so the enemy doesn't get to them first. So we gotta go throughout all these areas and stuff and make sure, oh yeah, you guys aren't defecting to the enemy. We're gonna pay you this right here, put this on the side. It's just a big ass gaming containment theory, and it's hella interesting, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like how much money you gotta shell out, bro? Imagine if it's like, yo, a friend group and it's like, yo, listen, I don't fuck with Microsoft. You can't fuck with Microsoft either. Hold this 20, nigga. You gotta do that every month. You gotta stick around to every mutual friend y'all have and slide money like, hey, yo, bro, listen, don't fuck with him, bro. If he tell you go to movies, don't go to movies with him, bro. Don't do that shit. Say you busy. Slide that and then keep going. it's just like that's crazy. Instead of doing that and doing that, instead of putting more focus onto your offering, actually expanding services, thinking of innovative ways to bolster, PlayStation Essentials. Again, we can go back to the topic of Xbox Game Pass and Riot. When Riot's thing actually fully kicks in terms of all the what's it called, the Valorant agents and all the different things that they have in their locker with League of Legends and whatnot, like that's gonna be different. That's gonna be a different like thing, and it's outside of the box value that Xbox Game Pass inherently has. Sony, I can't see Sony dropping anything like that. It's gonna stay on the regular games route. So I feel like the quickest way for Sony, I guess they realized the quickest way for them to get a leg up in this subscription service game lane is to hold back anybody who could go to that side while they eventually cook up some ways to, again, make their service better. So it's like, they're trying to move their train along and pull the other train back at the same time, that's insane, bro. But I will say this, man, Sony look a little bit shook from this. If any of these exchanges tell you anything, I feel like Sony's a little bit worried about this lane, man. They worried.
Yeah, Sony back in the day, back in when Fortnite first went cross-plat, and it was cross-plat everywhere but PlayStation. I remember thinking to myself, wow, these people don't care about anything. Nothing bothers these people. They're not scared of Xbox. They're not scared of anything. Today, I don't think that I feel the same way about Sony. I think Sony is actually just trying to put on a front that they're not scared or intimidated in any way, but I think that they're deep down internally, they're stressed.
Think about years, man. Phil Spencer been waiting in the cut. They were whooping his ass for years, and now he done came out recently with the Game Pass and stuff, and they've been picking up steam. And they like, yeah, what's good now? You want to work now? What's good? What's up with it now, huh? And Sony got to make moves. They got to make some things happen in the corners, bro. So, interesting times, bro. Oh man, this I'm about to say the console beef is gonna be hilarious, bro. I gotta go see what the console warriors are thinking about this. This is they gonna be on hella turf war type bullshit, bro. It's gonna be great.
I don't want to dive into that cesspool. You let me know what happens.
My goodness, bro. The Sony ponies are scared, bro. They're scared, bro. They're scared of Game Pass and the power that Lord Spencer provides. Like, nigga, what? Yeah, relax.
There's not one real PFP in that entire thread of tweets, I promise you. It's all Luffy's and Naruto's and black and white manga shots. And then the one dad with the sunglasses that are super small.
The Oakley John. The Oakley John. Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with that. I'm good.
Oh my goodness, my eyeballs.
I'll skip out on that conversation.
I'm sorry. I'm here to see them fight amongst each other, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be great. But anyways, let's move on to a kind of a news section, man. With given all the news this week, I decided just to compile it into a kind of a newer segment. The indie download, man. Let's talk about some of these indie games that have just been sprouting up, whether it be a fan made project or some in some publisher backed indie studio dropping some heat. It was interesting to see a couple of them kind of come to the woodwork to see what we thought about them and stuff. First and foremost, some playtester applications have been floating around for a new Bionicle game called Bionicle Masks of Power, which is an open world action game being developed in Unreal Engine 5. So it looked real interesting. Again, it had open world elements. It looked kind of like God of War-ish. With he had an axe with him. He was getting stuff getting stuff cracking. You can play as I think 6 different legends from Toa. Interesting stuff, bro. But how do you feel about Bionicle Masks of Power?
Interesting. That's how I feel about that. It looks cool. Every time I hear the words Bionicles, it's always like people still remember that. Like, shout outs to y'all.
Bro, slept on.
I'm happy that I'm happy that it still got some love, and I'd love to see people trying to bring it back. Again, the fact that people are just developing these games themselves, props to them. Hopefully Bionicle sees this. I think they're owned by Hasbro. Hopefully Hasbro sees this and we could throw you a couple bucks for publishing and we'll see what we're doing. But people are basically putting in all the legwork. I don't see why they can't get paid for all their efforts.
Yeah, not 100%. I'm trying to see if this is a okay, cool. Double fan maker. I just want to double check the source. But yeah, I believe the channel is Team Kxngviii. Team Kxngviii, they got 8.66 on YouTube. If you guys are interested in any of that, make sure you guys check them out. This game actually looks pretty dope. It's God of War Bionicle, and I'm gonna be here to say niggas definitely was sleeping on Bionicle back in the day. They had some heat with them, bro. They had some heat. So if anybody was hating on them, you know what I'm saying? There's why you see all these commercials all the time with Bionicles, because they was fire. They was fire, all right? That's all I'm gonna say on that, bro. Let go count your days. Anyways, on to the next one. We found basically an indie house building type of game, like an open world kind of adventure type of game set in the 19th century. And the name is Reka. And it looked pretty interesting. You play as a witch that travels the countryside with like a chicken-legged cottage. And basically you can, build the interior of the house and, you travel around the map. You help villages, collect materials, do a lot of different tasks and side missions just to, help build the best home possible and make the lands a better place. So, I mean, interesting look as well. How do you feel about this?
Oh, this looks pretty sick. I love me a good survival or house building game. That's why I've lost so much time in Cult of the Lambs. So I would actually really enjoy this, especially since you can move the house from place to place.
Yeah.
Um, People don't understand how annoying it is putting in like this is why I love Valheim, but for me that game was more about exploration.
Yeah.
So like it's really hard for me to be like, yo, I just built this sick ass house. Now I gotta leave it because I want to explore more, and I don't know when I'm gonna be back. But like,
Yeah.
Before anybody destroys me in the comments, I know that there's teleporters and whatnot. Shut up, that's not the point. In survival games, I hate when I have to leave my nice ass crib behind to go explore the game. So having the crib
Yeah.
move with you is pretty hype. I think that's pretty sick.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie.
That's
That
why I
look
love
dope.
Raft, actually.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you fucking love Raft, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's why I love Raft, because you can just
Yeah.
take the house with you, take your cool shit with you.
Yeah, which is a good. That's one thing I sometimes don't like about, again, a lot of these exploration games. Like if you don't have a surefire way to either bring all your cool stuff with you or find a clear, quick path back to the house to teleport or something like that, it'd be like, damn, bro, I gotta walk all this way. That's most of my gameplay, just me walking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't vibe with that as much. But yeah, it looked interesting. It looked interesting for sure. On to the next one. This week a new trailer dropped for a Soulsborne-like game, very much in the ilk of Bloodborne, named Lies of P. Showed off some gameplay here, and it will be showing up at Gamescom 2022. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts on this one?
We've been following Lies of P. Have we been following Lies of P? That's the one with Pinocchio, right?
No, there was one that was French. It was a French one. There's a French Revolution one that was different than this.
Okay. So then this is not the one where you're like a Pinocchio like bot, right?
No, you're not a robot in that one. It's Steel Rising was the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, Steel Rising was the French one.
Okay. Well, this looks good. This does look good. Like I said before, and like I've said multiple times, I like Dark Souls. I like Elden Ring. I am not a big fan of the Souls-like genre just because of how infectious it became. Like it's like, yo, you got a third-person action RPG. Let's make it a Souls game. It doesn't need to be a Souls game. There are a bunch of really good action RPGs, or just action games in general that revolve around swordplay that aren't Souls-like. So the proof will be in the pudding for this game. We'll see how it plays. And I'm interested, but I'm also like hesitant because any Soulsborne game that isn't made by From Software, I don't really vibe with. There's something off about them.
Yeah, I hear you. It's like the quality's not always there. Like smoothness isn't always there. Like at Soulsborne, like the creators, like the FromSoft people, if they don't make it, it's like a quality step I've seen personally over the years. But like a Technomancer or maybe a Mortal Shell or something like that, it just feels a little bit not there. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit off. But I can say out of the two of Steel Rising and this, Lies of P looks smoother to me. Out of those two, so it's gonna be interesting to see how those come out. Again, I'm not the most chief of FromSoft Soulsborne experts. I still gotta play Elden Ring this year. Yes, I still gotta play Elden Ring this year. I've decided to actually play it at some point. Lord bless me, because I'm going to literally throw everything. But yeah, I mean, Lies of P looks decent though. Looks decent. We'll see how it comes out, man. See how the Soulsborne people receive it. And on to the last story of this indie download. We have the team at Ouroboros Studios making a fan-made Sonic game, actually, and it's entitled Sonic Omens. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it looked pretty amazing. It actually looked pretty fire.
Look crazy.
Yeah, so time will tell if Sega's gonna actually like pull up on them and really like yoke them for their whole IP. But it's looking good, man. It's looking good. So how do you feel about the gameplay and showing of Sonic Omens?
So here's the thing, right? You're familiar with Sonic Mania, right?
Mm,
So that game was originally a fan-made game.
yeah.
Um, and when it comes to like Nintendo, yeah, they're gonna ban the shit out of you. They might even come for your house.
Mm,
When it comes to anybody else, I'm like 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna cease and desist you.
yeah.
Sega might not. They might not. Especially if it looks this good, they might hire you to do a Sonic game because that's what happened with Sonic Mania, and that is till this
Mhm.
day one of the best rated Sonic games
Yeah.
that we've ever seen.
Mm,
And it's honestly one of the best Sonic games in the past 10 years. So time will tell what happens with them, but I have higher hope for Sonic Omens than I do for like the Bionicles game. And that's
yeah.
just because I don't know how Hasbro or those people who own the rights to these games
Will
will
react.
want to
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. But yeah. I mean, just speaking on the game itself, damn, it looked good.
It looks
Damn,
really good.
it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. I was thoroughly that was like I think this was the best showing out of all the titles that we talked today in terms of indies. Um it looked really, really freaking amazing. The trailer looked amazing. Again, just so many gameplay snippets. Of course, he in the jet jumping around, like that last little boss battle bit where he's kind of like running around this chick with like a hook. Oh, that was super fire. That was really, really fire. So I'm really, really interested to see how this game runs, man. I'm going to check it out. Me personally, I'm going to check it out. So it's downloadable now, I believe, from the account Bolt 591178837, or you can just look up Sonic Omens or look up the hashtag Sonic Omens on Twitter, and you should be able to find it. Yeah, man, I'm surprised at this, man. I'd say that hopefully so I can throw you a bag to make something.
Mm-hmm.
Man, crazy, crazy to see like the talent of so many indie devs and just indie people shine through. I think more and more over the past couple of months, I've been following just more indie pages and seeing what they do. Like there's this one person who just like he's been animating like fighting combos and animations for a dinosaur with a sword in its mouth, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? It's beautiful. That's like some of the dopest shit I ever seen. There was one with a tank as well, where a tank was doing dead ass like straight 5-piece combos and stuff, flipping itself over. I'm like, this is amazing, actually. But it's actually it's so dope to see how far indie development has come and where it's set to go, because these are just like 1, 2, 3 man teams doing this all by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the quality is honestly is more than I have ever expected. So I mean, please continue to watch and support these indie spaces, man, because there's gonna be a lot more heat come from in the future.
No, for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to another segment. This is kind of a special impromptu one. I like to call the Den of Delays, because damn, we got another bunch of delays more. So first and foremost, Hogwarts Legacy. The team announced a new delayed date for the game, February 10th, 2023 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC platforms, and the Switch will get a deferred announced date at a later date. Thoughts on this one?
Um, like I said before, I'm not a fan of anything Harry Potter related because of the creators. So like, oh wow, oh no,
Yeah.
she doesn't get to make money fast.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Facts. I'm just like, damn, that's tough, but it's not tough at the same time. Because I'm like, the game looked good,
Yeah.
but also fuck this bitch. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
ah, maybe if you could pirate it, I don't know, allegedly. We'll figure it out
Yeah.
though.
Mm.
Next up on the list, we had Marvel's Midnight Suns. That's been delayed to a further date in the fiscal year. Of course, most likely into early 2023 or mid 2023 to release the game. There was a trailer for a Wolverine's kind of character reveal in his costume the other day. Thoughts on this one?
Um, that actually kind of sucks because I actually am excited for this game, but I
Mm,
also want them to take their time
yeah.
because it's a game that I'm not necessarily itching to throw money at right now because I am
Mhm.
broke.
Yeah, nah, I hear you. He's like, listen, if you guys came later, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful.
No, that's
Uh,
perfect for me because I don't want. But then 2023 also has a
three
bunch of fucking games. Oh.
facts. I can speak to that at the end of this little blurb here, but
Mm.
yeah, nah, Midnight Suns again for people. I think people are still haven't caught on fully that it's not gonna be like any like set down action. It's an RTS. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you're not actively controlling these people, so it still hasn't hit people yet. So when that next trailer comes, and then people are like, oh, what? You can do that? People are gonna be like, oh, well, why the fuck are we worried about in the first place? But I still think it's gonna be a decent game to play still. So just gonna keep checking out for it.
Mhm.
Take y'all time. All right, and the last of the 3 in the den of delays for this week is Arc Raiders. Unfortunately, the free-to-play third-person shooter Arc Raiders has been delayed to 2023 with plans to playtest in the interim. Thoughts on this one?
Again, great looking game. I don't. Oh wait, it's free to play. Mm. No, but how
Aha.
free to play is it? So I don't have. I still don't have money for free to play because free to plays aren't free.
Yes, the freedom ain't free.
So exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this is actually a little bit more disappointing than the other 2 delays.
Yeah.
Actually, the Hogwarts one isn't disappointing at all. This is more disappointing than Midnight Suns because if it's free to play, then I could have played it. So I'm actually upset about this a little bit more than Midnight Suns.
Yeah, I am too, because just from the gameplay, it looked really, really interesting. Again, with like the co-op aspects, you like on the run from boss to open spaces look really, really cool. That and just the styling of just all the robots and stuff that you have to fight and shoot. It looks really cool. It looks really, really dope. But again, take your time. Take your time. And again, getting to my biggest point, I don't give a fuck about delays, bro. I really don't. As long as the game comes out good, I really don't care. There's gonna be the whiners and bitchers and moaners and stuff like that. They're like, "No, you delayed. Oh, my favorite game gonna get delayed." Blah, blah, blah. It's only gonna come out better for you. So shut your ass up. Go play this Fortnite in the meantime and chill out. You be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, again, you know the saying on this show. You know what I'm saying? We don't want any game to be bad. So take your time. All right. On to some more main stories here. We got the Gamescom is coming in a couple of weeks, and the Mountain Dew and Dorito Don himself, Jeff Keighley, has stated that opening night live is aiming to be a big spectacle featuring some cool surprises and some things you wouldn't expect. So it's going to be a 2-hour show highlighting approximately 20 games that are in the mix of new and previously announced titles, with an emphasis on stuff that's coming in 2023 and beyond. So opening night live, of course, is going to be going live August 23rd at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Thoughts on this? Got some interesting tidbits on Gamescom.
I'm upset that it's going to be in the middle of a work day, but I also know that this is in Germany, so that's like probably nighttime for them.
Yeah, it's like 7:30 their time.
Yeah, so like I get it. It sucks for me, the American. And because I'm American, I'm the only one that matters. No, like this will be fine. I'm like literally when I saw this time, I was like, let me reach out to my supervisors now and let them know I'm taking a very long lunch from like 1:30 to like 4:30 because like I need 2 hours.
Yo, I took a solid look at my calendar. I'm like, yo, son, yeah, I'm just not gonna talk to anybody at that point. I'm gonna need 3 to 4 hours just to again watch everything, edit down reactions, get them joints out, and just like take in all the shit that we might see. Because I don't know if you heard as well, but he was like, oh yeah, there's some things that weren't ready for Summer Game Fest that we can show now. Like we just got them on retainer, so they're here. So we might get some more stuff that we were even anticipating beforehand. So interesting, man. It's hella interesting times.
Yeah. It's interesting. We're gonna see what happens. I personally am gonna be there. I'm gonna see if I can get my job to free me, but man, why is it at 1 o'clock?
The timing pisses me off so much, bro. But it is what it is, man. We gotta acquiesce to the world. So
exactly.
That's fine, bro. Listen, they gonna see Gamescom will see me one way or another, bro. Even if work don't. So we'll figure it out. And in any case, we will figure this out. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Also, anything that you might want to see off the top of your head, just like one other thing.
I think I don't even know, honestly, because I don't know what they're gonna announce because Gamescom is like so close to the Game Awards that I don't know if it'll be anything super huge, but it might be something that's like big enough to announce here, but so far away that it doesn't need a Game Awards announcement.
Yeah, I hear you. For me, I'm like, whatever you got cooking in your back pocket, now's the time. You don't got no EA Play this year. Y'all canceled that. Y'all got so much stuff in your locker in terms of different projects and whatnot being shown off. it's time to show your hand a little bit, bro. It's time to show your hand. So, you know, usually EA is a big place for them. Gamescom is a big event for them in terms of showing some stuff off, showing some new gameplay, getting, you know, first looks at certain things. So I think this is the time for EA to show off what they've been working on, whether it be the Black Panther game, whether it be the other project that they're working on. Give us some details on what's been happening. That's all I gotta say on that. Yeah. And on to the next story here. So Forspoken actually got like a brand new minute trailer. So a nice type of highlight reel of sorts. Give you a reminder of the main character Frey. She's given some lines over some new gameplay. But people have been riding on the trailer, but people have been beating the hell out this trailer. And in specific, Frey's dialogue, as they thought, was kind of like a little bit unexciting, a little bit quip heavy in the style of a lot of Marvel movies and Joss Whedon projects. Some people were like, yeah, Marvel has done irreparable damage to the community because of some stuff like this. A lot of people were got disinterested from the game, and even said they just probably don't want to play it no more once they heard this. So I mean, thoughts on some of that I guess backlash, so to speak.
Don't play it. I don't fucking care. Like I just man, why? You were never playing it to begin with. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. You were never playing it to begin with. I really hate people shitting on games. Mostly because that's just become the new norm. Everybody wants to be the fucking everybody wants to be right. And everybody thinks that being right is by calling something bad, because you can't call it good, because it's easier to call something bad than it is to call it good, because when you call it good, you got to defend it. When you call it bad, you don't have to defend it. You can just be like, no, I'm right, you're wrong. If you think that, oh man, there's a few quips. Borderlands 3, the promo, I've heard the word badass so many, like if you took a shot every time you heard the word badass in Borderlands 3, outside of it just being a character being a badass, blah blah blah, you would be dead. You would be dead from alcohol poisoning, because they overuse the shit out of that word and it sucks. So many characters, every female character described in a video game is described with the word badass. But her having a quip here or there is the problem. It's not. I saw it. It's basically a Twitter, Instagram like type ad. It's not meant to be super impactful and deep. It's just supposed to make you be like, interesting, or this game looks cool. It's not meant to move you emotionally. It's just an ad. Shut up. You weren't playing the game to begin with. We all knew that. You're not low. Goodbye. Talk to you next time. When the game comes out, and if that shit is heat, I really don't want to see any of you guys streaming that shit or talking about it, because you obviously do not care.
Facts. Not a soul, honestly. Yeah, for me, it just boils down to what you said earlier. Just people love to hate on games now. Just this wave of hate and critique, like just off the rip. There's no positive qualification of anything anymore. It's just going straight to the negative, going straight to the, hey, this game is ass because XYZ, there's no good in it, it's a terrible game, blah blah blah. Overselling the hate and negativity for views and hitting that algorithm. And I'm just like, bro, I'm so tired of it. Like, we get it. Of course, it's got quippies. Of course, it's a little bit cheesy. Whatever, bro. Half of the stuff all y'all watch anyways. You know what I'm saying? Half of the stuff, damn near the whole population watch, is corny anyways, bro. It's like, yo, it don't gotta be no Scorsese deep thing every single time out. We get it. Marvel's dropped a lot of movies that have certain things, bro. Let this game be judged in isolation. You ain't gotta do all that shit, bro. It's just very annoying to me how people jump to, oh, listen, this is Marvel-y, I'm not playing this shit, automatically just kind of drop it off the face of the earth. You know what? That's cool though. Do your thing. I'm gonna still play it because it's probably gonna be a decent game. So it just irks me how the negativity is the first thing everybody jumps to nowadays, just to get that, they get view off, get that extra like, blah blah blah. It's just, yeah. I'm about to say, motherfuckers got athlete's foot, bro. Wash your ass, man. Yeah, niggas be weird, man. Just chill out. Just chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I thought for me. But moving on to the trailer trove. Of course, is the segment on the show talking about more watchable media and stuff and all the news that's been happening with that. And we got about 3 stories for you on this end. First and foremost, move over, Mario movie. Yeah, that's right. Move over. It's been a long time since I mentioned Mario movie, man. Slide out the way, baby. Slide out the way, because it's time for a new hero, man. Seems that Bandai Namco and Wayfarer Studios are now developing a live-action Pac-Man project. Thoughts on this one?
We talking live action like people alongside Pac-Man, or are we talking just Pac-Man CGI?
I think from the article, there was an idea to kind of pull from Sonic, in where he's kind of animated, but there's real people around Pac-Man.
Not the answer I was looking for, unfortunately. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. I will sit here and say honestly, I haven't seen the second Sonic movie. I plan on watching it when I don't have to pay for it. But I watched the first Sonic movie. It was not good. So I'm not a big fan of them being like, that's what we're gonna mimic, because I don't want you to. If you would have told me Pac-Man and the homies walking around with the ghosts, like, back in the 3D world or whatever the hell, like, yeah, I'm all for it. I don't. I'm good. Sure, I'm fine. I don't need that at all.
Hey, I'm gonna be here. You know what I'm saying, to really double down on what Wen's saying. We don't need this shit, bro. I'm sorry. We already got repack coming in, bro. Who cares? Listen, bro. Let Pac-Man just ride out into the sunset, bro. At his time, he came back and smashed. He did his thing. He's getting the whole repack. You know what I'm saying? I still haven't like bullied Grizz about it. I need to go bully Grizz about that repack shit. But it's just like, bro, we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. Any animated series would like that should have been the limit. It should have been the limit, damn it.
Yeah.
But nah, son. Nah. Just, you gotta pack it in live action, huh? Whatever, man. Whatever. Y'all can go to hell with that shit. Anyways, on to a much more problematic story. Apparently from some reports, DC and Warner Brothers are looking at some plans of action over the Flash movie, and of course their problematic star, Ezra Miller. They said, A, Miller does an interview to explain his actions to the world and does a limited press run. B, Miller does no press for the film, but gets recast for any future project involving the Flash, so he's effectively out of the DC. And C, the entire project is scrapped with around $200 million already invested into the project. So, I mean, it begs the question here, Wen, if I were you, or if you were them, what would you pick?
It's C. The only answer is C. There's no other answer for this.
Are you sure? Are you
yes,
sure?
I'm 100%. Hi, I'm Ezra Miller. You might have heard stories about me doing literally anything to an underage person, and I just want to let you know that was me, because I'm guilty of I'm being investigated for that. But you should still come out and watch my new film Flash, where I play the star, and you get to see my face, the face of a predator, run really fast. So imagine me, somebody who is a terrible human being with powers. You get to experience that in theaters this August. What are we talking about here? After we still release the movie, and then everybody at the red carpet has to do interviews, and the interviewer is gonna ask the same question. How do you feel about Ezra Miller?
Listen. Okay, listen. I'm just gonna add this aside here. It seems that the most terrible people in our society provide some absolutely A1 quality tier memes and just moments, bruh. Imagine him on an entire press run having to explain himself. The amount of memes Twitter would have, bruh. The amount of entertainment value this thing could provide to just everything. I'm just saying, the jokester in me, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind this, just to see this man crash and burn on live syndicated formats and public channels. You know what I'm saying? And just watch the whole movie roll out. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trolling though. It's C. It's fucking C. It's actually fucking C. The rational answer is C. My irrational answer is definitely A though. I'm gonna be honest. It's definitely 100% A. Imagine him like pulling up to people on red carpet tours and all that stuff, talking about, yeah, I think I need to drop kick you. Like, nigga, what? What do you mean? Like, it's no. Man, just like flinging cameras and stuff like that, about to go rob venues. This guy he turned into Professor Zoom without even needing the Speed Force or the movie itself. He didn't turn into a villain. It's crazy to see.
Yeah. It's bananas. I don't understand how this is. I don't even know why it took them this long. The moment anything involving a child had ever raised, that's when they were like, no, we got to take this $2 million L. Like,
Bro.
you're just gonna have to do it. I don't know what to tell you guys.
It's like you say this nigga's name 3 times and he just appears to cause trouble in any peaceful situation. Like, this man was robbing houses in Vermont. How did he get to Vermont so quickly? He was just in Hawaii like the other day.
Yeah.
He was literally just in Hawaii. Like, how you let this man go from there, the Bernie Sanders state, and go cause trouble like this, bro? I don't know what these niggas is on.
Who let him on a 20-hour flight?
Who let him go out of the island? Who let him go? Like, he just caused so much mayhem, bruh, and you just let this man just go. I don't get it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. They need to break his kneecap. He the Flash, so he don't run nowhere. That's just me. That's just me though, bruh. But Ezra Miller's a problem. But he's not mine, so we'll see how this develops, and hopefully more memes will come from it. Anyways, on to the next part of the trailer trove. Actually, the last story of the trailer trove. We got a first look trailer at Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind, which is the next animated Mortal Kombat film centering around Kenshi Takahashi and an older Kano as a main antagonist in the film. Of course, going to be filled with the usual cast of characters in different formats. Looks a little bit into the future, kind of. Really interesting takes. Releasing October 8th. How do you feel about this one, Wen?
So, this is really funny. I did an entire reaction to this movie.
Yes.
Not having watched the second one, because I was a fan of the first one. I didn't watch the second one because the second one totally flew under my radar. And throughout the entire reaction to the video, I've been calling Kenshin Ermac unironically. Like, I genuinely thought that was Ermac, because I swore Ermac was also blind.
Yeah, he might be blind. He might be blind, but I guess that's Kenshi.
Sure. It is. And I can't. You know what it might have been? It might have been because Kenshi has like a red eye band.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't have it yet. That's him first getting it.
Like, he's like all red in the games.
Yeah.
And I just assumed when I first saw him in the games that was just Ermac.
Oh my gosh.
So the whole time I'm calling like,
Yo.
oh, so this is centering around Ermac. It's hilarious. Go watch the reaction. It is really funny. I'm not taking it down because if anybody's gonna argue with me, go for it. I'm gonna just be like, yo, I thought it was Ermac.
Yes. Gotta add Ed Boon, baby. Yo, listen, youtube.com/Wotaku channel, man. Searching WOTAKU space CHANNEL, bruh. So look that up, bruh, because that is funny as shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's what
happens. That's what happens when you try to do a reaction video in the middle of a work day when you have like a work meeting in like 20 minutes. Like, I was trying to get that video out.
Your mind be scrambled. You mind be scrambled. You trying to get between two worlds like that, bro. I know. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
At one point, I think I called Ermac the Blues Ninja, and oh my god, it's a bad video. It's staying up because it makes me laugh.
Let's go. It's entertainment, baby. It's entertainment value. You can't knock it, bro. But for me, speaking on what I saw in the trailer, it actually looked pretty cool. I'm interested to see, again, this storyline of King Kano, you know what I'm saying? Like, taking over certain areas and stuff like that. Like, it looked interesting. Again, the cast of characters looked pretty cool. Of course, like an older Shang Tsung. So I don't know how this is going to fit all in the timeline and whatnot. But of course, it's going to be in sometime in the future. Very interested to see how it pans out, man. The other animated films seem to really hit the mark. So cool. I'm down for it. Yeah. All right, on to the last few stories of the podcast for this week. Some tidbits have come forth on a reboot for Alone in the Dark, which was a survival horror game with some iterations in the 90s and 2 in the 2000s about a private investigator who basically looking around haunted locations and battling against some undead creatures. So the details for this apparent iteration that are on the horizon include 2 protagonists in the game that's going to be set in southern United States, a location in the 1920s. The writer, actually from the games Amnesia and Soma, will be on it, again, contributing to the project, and it will center around finding a family member who went missing in an insane asylum. So, interesting tidbits. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Alone in the Dark, but yeah, thoughts on this?
I am not aware of Alone in the Dark, but it does look good, though. I'm interested to seeing it. I'm not a huge fan of horror though, but I am always interested in seeing any type of gameplay. I'm always interested in seeing games in general. This is also like a horror game that looks like I gotta have a gun, and that is automatically makes me more inclined to play it, because a horror game where you just have to be scared is just a waste of time in my opinion. So I am more inclined to play this than like something like Outlast.
Yeah, no, I hear you, son. I hear you, man. I was like, for me, I never got around to playing Alone in the Dark, but I remember seeing that game from years past. They're probably in a couple YouTube snippets, and of course, always a GameStop in some capacity. I'm like, oh shit, this game's whatever. Skim right past it.
Right.
But from what this looks like, for all the horror fans, for all the horror people that are invested in this type of stuff, looks really, really great. Looks really cool. And again, it's like this next wave, bro. We're seeing this every time. It's like those waves of certain games are just influxing back into the market super fast. Like this is gonna be in that, like Alan Wake, whenever the next Evil Within is, that little wave of horror games, they're gonna be coming back in the next like year or two, and then they're gonna be like in mass. There's gonna be like 7 of them that drop in one certain like window of time. Like now you're seeing all the space games come through. It's interesting to see how, again, like the industries fluctuate in terms of ideas and having them in clusters. So that's cool. But yeah, in terms of the gameplay and I guess some of the snippets that we saw in terms of like the screenshots and all this little details here and there, I think it's actually really cool. Could be a really gritty location, southern United States at any point in time. It's probably a dangerous and scary place to be. Speaking from experience. So, I mean, that'll be a really good, really cool thing. 2 protagonists. I'm wondering if it'll be like a co-op adventure or just be shifting point of views. If it's co-op, I'll be really interested to see how that works, in real time. The writer from Amnesia. Now, Amnesia, I remember seeing a whole gameplay from it. I don't remember what channel though, but again, Amnesia was like a huge scary game. It hit really, really big in the community a few years ago. So interested to see what that writer does with it. Yeah. I'm tapped into it. I'm not playing that shit because I don't play scary games like that unless you pay me money or unless it's some type of sub goal that we hit. I don't know, but if we do that, it will be again against my will fully. But we're gonna keep an eye on it for this game, bro. Alone in the Dark on the way back.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right. On to the next story, the penultimate story of this week. At EVO, we got a brand new trailer for Street Fighter 6 and the tandem character reveals of Kxngviii and Juri for the brand new roster. Now, of course, we got some brand new looks at both of the characters going through their move sets and whatnot. And the roster is getting stronger by the day, man. I'm not going to lie. It's getting stronger by the day. Thoughts on Kxngviii and Juri making their way into Street Fighter 6?
Kxngviii looks interesting. Kxngviii reminds me of Guy, who was the ninja. I am excited to play as Kxngviii, and I really love the character design. Kxngviii looks sick. Like she looks super sick.
Fire.
Juri, fan favorite. Everybody loves Juri. Happy to see them back.
I don't like Juri.
Wasn't.
I don't like Juri. You know why I don't like Juri? Because my brother loves Juri, and he was whooping my ass with Juri for years in Super Street Fighter 4. I hate that motherfucker. I don't like it, but okay. But as a neutral, you know what I'm saying? Like just the character itself, pretty cool character. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say about that. And listen, relax, horn dogs on the feet picks. Relax. I'm seeing you.
Yeah, dog. Like when I saw that trailer, I was like, man, I know there's some artists right now getting crazy commissions. It's going insane over there.
I already know what time it is, bro. You might need to set up a VTuber OnlyFans with just the Juri pick on it or something like that. Somebody need to rake in some money. Might need to claim all this.
Yeah, but it looks really cool. The characters look really fun. I honestly can't wait for this game. This game is going to be sick. I think this game is going to introduce a lot of people to fighting games. I will definitely be getting it day one.
Yeah, nah. For me, I'm definitely gonna play this game 100% because I feel like out of all the fighting games that I played in the past, it's this and Soul Calibur that I was the most familiar with and I've had the most fun with over my time. So, I'm honestly really interested just to get back in and see what's up. And hopefully, we got a few more character reveals to go till what I forgot when the release date was off the top of my head, but.
It's next year. They didn't say a date.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, you're right. So we're gonna have at least 2 or 3 more trailers with, I guess, these dual reveals of past and present, characters, or at least 2 characters at a time. So we're gonna get a lot more in this roster, man. Hopefully, they get a really good release. So many different modes that they're dropping, lots of quality of life updates overall. But in terms of the characters in the cast, again, we're getting really, really, really good. So we'll see what Street Fighter does.
Absolutely.
And on to the last story of the day. I know we've seen this story pop up, again this week, and there was a lot of discourse around this. So the game studio Arc Systems, the CEO Minoru Kaduka actually came out this week and stated that the company should be more aggressive with licensing other IPs to use in games. As he stated, we need to expand fighting game communities through IP. If we have such an opportunity, we are actively pushing to collaborate with new IP owners. Thoughts on this? Now, this is a very, very interesting tidbit for the FGC right now. So, I mean, please, FGC Wen, fill us in.
So I have a video coming out on this exact topic. where I give my thoughts on this, but I'm gonna give you 3 that I didn't make that list because I just don't know enough about either the show or I just don't know enough because I don't know enough about the IP or because I just thought of it right now.
Yeah.
2 of them are the IP, one of them I just thought of. So I think that this one, but before I get into that one, this is an amazing idea because I think Dragon Ball Fighters, a lot of its popularity stems from the fact that it is Dragon Ball Z and people are like, whoa, this looks sick. I want to learn. I would rather learn how to hit combos with Goku or Vegeta or any of my favorite Dragon Ball Z characters than with Soul Bad Guy or Potemkin, like people you don't know anything about. And I think that MultiVersus is a great example of people will play a fighting game if they know who the people are in the fighting game. Like that's just facts. That's why people were like, King of Fighters came out and I was like, whoa, a new King of Fighters game, but nobody else was talking about it that I knew because they're just not tapped into that space. They don't even know what King of Fighters is. So they are completely correct. We need more IPs in fighting games. We need arc systems to make them because they make some really good ass fighting games. And I would love for them to get into some kind of a partnership with Bandai because Bandai needs help with a lot of their fighting games. No offense to people who love arena fighters. I know the everybody liked the Demon Slayer game when it came out. Yeah. Awesome. I can't think of another game outside of Naruto and that. And Dragon Ball Z, outside of Naruto, Demon Slayer, and Dragon Ball Z, that was actually a really good fighting game. And actually, no, not even Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z was made by Arc Systems. I don't know any other game besides Naruto, Ultimate Storm, and the Demon Slayer game that were good fighting games that were not made by Arc System. Because I played the My Hero game.
Yeah.
And not recommend it.
When's Justice was
Yeah, I'm very much good off that. I'm fine. And I played the JoJo's game. Good game, bad netcode. We can't have that either, because a good fighting game in a pandemic that you can only play locally just doesn't make sense. So, as for my I'm gonna give you guys 3. As for the 3 that I think would be sick, I think that we could get a pretty sick Fairy Tail game. I've only watched a little bit of Fairy Tail, but I've seen some pretty cool spells and pretty cool fights in that genre. So I think that would be pretty sick. Another one is gonna be the Dynasty Warriors, like the games. I think we could get. That's like I don't know.
That's a pretty
I don't know why that's not a fighting game yet.
That's
but
fire.
You know what I'm saying?
A 2D jump with loops, man. Listen,
yeah, it would be
sick. Crazy. That would be crazy.
And lastly, I've never really watched this anime. I just know how many characters are in it and how crazy things get. But a Sailor Moon fighting game would be interesting. That would be very interesting. That would kind of be
crazy. That would kind of be crazy. Damn. Those are actually some really good picks, man. I'm trying to rack my brain.
They didn't even make it into the list. That's the crazy part. Yeah, so when I drop this video, tune in if you like those 3.
I got you. Okay, yeah, no, definitely. Please, again, I'm gonna say it one more time. WOTAKU space CHANNEL. Wotaku channel. Go check that out, man. It's gonna be a dope video. But my 3, damn. Who should I pick for my 3? That's interesting, man. Okay. I'm gonna say the obvious, of course. Yu Yu Hakusho. When's the last time we got a game for any damn thing on Yu Yu Hakusho? That would be nice. So a 2D fight, I would kind of be heat, bro. I would put my time into that game. If anything Yu Yu Hakusho dropped, I put my time into that game. But especially an Arxis fighter, that would look real dope. Again, super flashy. I feel like it wouldn't be I guess it wouldn't look like, you know, the most flashy as compared to like a Dragon Ball Z or something like that, but they could definitely make it work. I think they could definitely make it work, again, like with certain characters and whatnot. So that would be 1. 2, I'm trying to go outside the box here. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Avatar characters, you can go there, you can go to Korra. That system in and of itself, making a super quick fighter like they do with the Avatar, I feel like they have the cast for it. You can go like anywhere. You can go Sparky Boom Man. He have his own character. You know what I'm saying? Like have like whole
the boulder.
The bolt. You could deadass have the boulder, bro. You could deadass have the boulder. It would be fire. It would be a fire thing. I think the roster definitely what's it called? The roster definitely has enough depth for it. 100%. You can go everywhere, man. All the different kingdoms, go from bloodbenders to the specialty types. What's his name? General, is it Tongue? No, it's not Tongue. It's something else. The guy who ran the Dai Li. The guy who ran the Dai Li. in the Earth,
Oh
in
my
the Earth, in the Earth
god.
Kingdom.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know if it's Lee or something like that, but yeah, no. Him would be a dope character as well. Again, just thinking about all the possibilities within the realm of Avatar, that could be a super, super insane game that Arxis makes. And lastly, I will say this. Power Rangers. Power Rangers has the depth to be an actually insane game. And people, again, you know what I'm saying? I think it has the potential to be something crazy. I think if they have a real dedicated joint and the roster is already there, they have damn near 13 seasons worth of that. And if you don't want to just do Power Rangers, do Super Sentai, do all the Japanese ones that are still getting made to this day. That's over hundreds of characters off that alone. You could dead ass do that. And then I feel like that would again suffice to be a really, really long and I guess fruitful content season for them. It might not be the most popular choice. People might not flock to it as much, but it's Arxis, so people would definitely try it as a fighting game alone off their name. So,
Yeah.
those are my picks. I had to off the fly outside the box them, but I think those would be definitely good ones.
Yeah, I think the Power Ranger pick is really strong. We have Battle for the Grid,
Yeah,
but
Battle for
I
the Grid.
definitely would. Yeah, but I would definitely love to see an Arc Systems take on it, just because I love the Arc System style where it's like kind of 2D, but it's not like it looks really, really anime. I would love to see it.
Yeah, and just the pace at which Arxis games move at, that will be dope to see in a Power Ranger style. Like deadass do it, pull a whole super, you know what I'm saying? Tommy big ass dragons all in 3 seconds. Just that different pace that Arxis moves at. I think that would really be beneficial for the games that we listed. 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the stories we have for this episode of the podcast. This is damn near the quickest podcast we ever did. Oh my gosh. But yeah, any stories that we might have missed from the week, Wen? Anything that might have slipped past us?
Outside of this happened literally right when we were getting ready for the podcast, but Bleach, the streaming licensing for Bleach being acquired by Disney Plus.
What the hell? What the hell? Bro, Disney want everything. They want everything.
I don't know what that means.
I can't compute that physically, bro. Do they have anime on their stuff? I mean, they have like Star Wars Visions and shit.
Do they?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Star Wars Visions counts. Visions counts because it was anime. It was anime
Wars,
studio.
Though. No,
yeah.
it is anime. It is anime, but it's
but it's not like but it's not an established IP.
Umbrella.
Yeah, I just gotta look on Disney Plus if they do it. But this man, all I know is when is like, well, I gotta kind of like buy Disney Plus now for sure.
Yes, bro. I'm a huge Bleach fan, and I've been waiting for this, and then it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if they're trying to push towards the anime route. Like it would make sense, but
they definitely are.
It's crazy. Like it's crazy. Will it be on Crunchyroll still? It has to be. Like no. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't understand.
Yeah, nah.
What does this mean?
The implications of this are actually pretty big. I'm not even gonna lie. How Disney just came out the cut and said, "Excuse me, everybody, just gonna grab Bleach for a second. Hold on, and just they're just going with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That could be huge for just again other anime series that they might be like threatening to poach and put on their service, and just what are these agreements? What do they look like between anime studios and Disney now? Like, it's insane, man. That is insane. Oh yeah, also Twitch, they tried to, you know what I'm saying, double back on the TwitchCon mask requirements and stuff like that. I did see that. And certain streamers and people who show half their damn face on the screen, it was like, yeah, we still gonna be partying, y'all. We still gonna be out there, y'all. Listen, I'm just saying, bro. Wear a bubble suit. You know what I'm saying? Wear a hamster wheel if you want to be 100% in there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, as somebody who went to a con and got COVID, and you could literally see in almost all of my pictures, I have my face covered with a mask on, and I still got COVID. If you are afraid for your health for this con, avoid it. Just don't go. Meet up with people at the city or whatever. It's just really tough. Yeah. It's really tough to avoid it, especially when you're taking all the precautions. Or wear a really good mask. Wear like a K95, like wear the strong. The
K95 joints. Yeah, strap up. For real.
Because it's not safe and things are getting worse. So just if you really feel like you need to go, take every single precaution you possibly can, because it is. When I tell you that they say face masks are required, I promise you, once they get past the doors, they're not going to be chasing everybody down to put their masks on. There's just too many people and not enough help.
100%. And again, I feel like other cons may be different to others in terms of nasty motherfucker ratios, and it might be a lot higher at TwitchCon. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Like it might be a much higher concentration of unsanitary people. So do the best you can. Literally, again, please, safety first, people. Let's not, die or continue to spread some crazy ass shit around, because there's still crazy shit around. And yeah, man, 100%. And also, we got to talk about this another day, but yeah, just meeting up in the city without a con is also way more viable than, what I'm saying, to just going to a con all at once, in retrospect.
Yeah, hotels will be cheaper, Airbnbs will be cheaper. Like, just pick a random ass day to go. Just meet up with your friends. You don't have to be at a con to do it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, that's all the stories we got on this show today. Make sure you guys rate this 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Go check us out on Anchor as well. We're going to be on Stitcher. We're on Google Podcasts as well. Of course, on YouTube at WOTAKU space CHANNEL Wotaku channel. And for all other things on WenEazy's end in terms of content and dope stuff that he's doing, be sure to check out WenEazy on all platforms except for Wotaku channel on YouTube, of course. And for me on my end, make sure it's ThatManTripp all platforms. Also, if you're into sports and all that stuff like that, Full-Time Trip, the new soccer channel, just launched, so be sure to check that out. It's all spaces Full-Time Trip on pretty much all platforms, so make sure you guys check me out there. Yeah, man, no Cooldown. Make sure you guys catch us there. A lot of cool stuff going down with Growth as well, at All For Growth on Twitter. You guys don't want to miss all the dope stuff we're doing. Say this man Wen about to lose his mind. The bracket battle is coming up soon. So it's going up, man. The content is really, really picking up. So you do not want to get left behind with all of us here. But that is episode 34. Episode 34, no Cooldown, man. You love to see it. We're continuing to truck on. Gamescom's coming soon. A lot of content coming aboard. Not cooling down, not one bit. And we are out of there.